Hello, sorry. Just the class was resumed, but I had some urgent meetings. So, okay, let's continue the lecture from there onwards. We were studying about the coset theory. So, and now continuing that part in the coset theory, we have discussed the things. Now, the sequence must be very clear here. First, what we studied? Set. Then सेट के साथ में वन बाइनरी कंपोजिशन we moved to algebraic structure. By following some conditions, we moved to group. Okay. From the group, we have discussed subgroup. Is it? After subgroup, we discussed coset theory and Lagrange theorem. Now, after this coset theory, we are going to discuss something like normal subgroup. Is that getting? So the sequence, it matters a lot. Otherwise, your mind will be always puzzled in the group theory. So from where I'm moving? Coset to normal. Okay? Let's change this node, I guess. So it's sure. Let's take some example to understand normal subgroup. Why I'm taking example? Because although in my student life, just I studied कि if G and G inverse again in G, so sorry again in N, so N will be normal subgroup. But I never visualized that from where this concept is coming out actually. So for you guys, I'm just trying to make you understand the clear visualization. If you want to catch it, then have it, otherwise just ignore. But I'm pretty sure after these examples, you will be much comfortable in normal subgroups. Okay. So let's have a group. Our favorite I, sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3, tau 1. If you are new, so again, I is what? Self-imaged elements 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 3, 2. This is tau 1, tau 2, sigma 3, sigma 2, sigma 1. This is our group of permutations. Any problem? No. What I'm going to do is, just I'm taking a subgroup of H as I sigma 3. And I want to write all left cosets of H in S3 and right cosets of H in S3. So let's try to write IH. This will be I composition I composition sigma 3. We have I and sigma 3 only, and that is nothing but H. Let's take sigma 3H. So sigma 3 composition I, sigma 3 composition sigma 3. So sigma 3 composition I is nothing but sigma 3, and sigma 3 composition sigma 3 is sigma 3 composition sigma 3. Self-inverse elements. Already we have done. So this is nothing but H itself. Meanwhile, you can observe what I taught just 20 minutes before, properties of cosets. There I taught a property, second property, I guess. AH will be H only when A is coming from the H. Is that clear? So such properties you can observe here also. Now let's try to find sigma 2h and sigma 3h as well as tau 1h and tau 2h. That fine? So this will be sigma 2 composition I and sigma 2 composition sigma 3. What it is? Sigma 2 composition. Now you can calculate at the same time. I was repeatedly saying that these calculations are easy to do if you are in the practice. Let's say I want to compose sigma 2. So sigma 2 is what? 2 3. Sigma 3 is what? 1 3. And I want to know what it is. That means I want to know. अब यहां पर देखेंगे 1 का इमेज 3, यहां 3 का 2, सो यहां 1 का 2, यहां 2 का इमेज 2 और यहां पर 2 का इमेज 3 एंड दैट्स 3 is 1. Start clear? So what it is? 1 का इमेज 2, 2 का 3, 3 का 1. So what it is actually? Tau 1. So this is a set sigma 2 comma tau 1. Similarly I can go for sigma 3 composition I, sigma 3 composition sigma 3 क्यों लिख दिया? Sigma 1. Sigma 3 already we have calculated. So this is sigma 1. This is sigma 1. So sigma 1 comma. In the same fashion, you can calculate sigma 1 composition sigma 3. So sigma 1 is 1 2, sigma 3 is 1 3. I want to know what is this. So यहाँ पर 1 का इमेज 3, 3 का 3, 2 का इमेज 2, 2 का 1. So rest is 2. So 1 का 3, 3 का इमेज 2. So this is tau 2. Check it out from there only. So compositions are very easy to do if you are in the practice. Just 2-3 बार, only 2-3 times you do, you'll be in the habit also. Now calculating tau 1h. So it will be tau 1 composition I, tau 1 composition sigma 3. It will be tau 1 composition tau 1. And you just calculate tau 1 composition sigma 3 in the same fashion. You will be getting as sigma 2. Tau 2 composition I, tau 2 composition sigma 3. This will be tau 2 comma sigma 1. So see how many cosets you are getting. Distinct I am talking. Sigma 2 comma tau 1, sigma 2 comma tau 1. So these two sets are same, identical only. So let's say this is H1 and this is H1. Sigma 1 tau 2, sigma 1 tau 2. These two sets are same. So here you can observe that property also कि any two cosets either they are completely disjoint or they are identical. Clear? Something like only one element is common, others are different. No, this is not possible in the cosets. So these are, so what you can say, H has 3, कौन सा? H, H1, H2. Distinct, I am saying, left cosets in S3. In the same fashion, you can go for finding right cosets. So if I talk about right cosets, so I will be similarly talking about H composition I, that will be nothing but HI only. H sigma 3, it will be again H, property I have told you guys. If I want to count H sigma 2, H sigma 1, H tau 1, H tau 2. You just try to calculate this thing, whatever. Let's say I just calculate H tau 1. So H tau 1 will be what? I composition tau 1 comma sigma 3 composition tau 1. If I want to know what is sigma 3 composition tau 1, so sigma 3 is 1 3, tau 1 is 1 2 3. So it will be 1 2 1 2 3. So here 1 का इमेज 2, 2 का 2, 2 का 3, 3 का 1. So it is coming out as 1 2. So ultimately what you got, dear? Tau 1 sigma 1. Let's check here. Now we have landed up with why concept of normal groups came. Check it out. Tau 1 H, left cosets of H generated by tau 1 gives you tau 1 comma sigma 2 as an element. Whereas H tau 1, here it is giving you tau 1 sigma 1. Check it out. These two sets are different or not? So what we can say, cosets of H in G need not be always same for left and right, generated by the same element. Is that clear? Fine. Let's move to the next part. Can there be a case where left coset generated by some element A is same as the right coset generated by that element A? Let's move. Let's take the same example. I'll consider I sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3, tau 1, tau 2. Now let's take H as A3, alternating group. Remember? Now I want to know what are those cosets of this H in S3. So what I will be doing there? I H, H only. Tau 1H is H only. Tau 2H is H only. Why? Property of cosets. AH equals to H if A belongs to H itself. So tau 1, tau 2 and I belongs to H itself. So we'll be getting H only. Now, let's compose sigma 1H, sigma 2H, sigma 3H. As I composed previously, you can compose these elements. Also, you have to do H sigma 1, H sigma 2, sigma 3. So now it's your turn to write this, to fill these gaps. What you will be observing is sigma 1H is same as H sigma 1. आप उसको कैलकुलेट करके देख सकते हैं. Sigma 2H is H sigma 2. Sigma 3H is H sigma 3. Ultimately, left cosets of H in S3 are same with respect to their generating elements. Don't think like sigma 1H will be same as H sigma 2. No. This is not the meaning. The meaning is left coset of H by sigma 1 is same as right coset of H by sigma 1. Left coset of H by sigma 2 is same as right coset of H by sigma 2 and so on. And this forced us to think about a new concept. And that is called normal. So the visualization part is, if H is any subgroup of a group G, then if left coset of H in G is same as right coset of H in G for each, I'm not saying for every, I'm saying for each element small hi in capital H, then that H, that subgroup is known as the normal subgroup. Is that clear? So the key word is left coset by A is right coset by A. ठीक है? Any doubt? Let's move to the other example. Let's take the some infinite group. Let G equals G, Q plus addition के respect में, this is my group, okay? And let H the subgroup H Z, since Z is subset of Q, also Z comma plus is a group with respect to usual addition. Now I want to check कि whether H is, अच्छा, normal subgroup is represented like this. If H is normal subgroup of G, then it will be written like this. Simple subgroup, it is like this. If normal subgroup, it is like this, okay? So H is normal subgroup of G. That means Z is normal subgroup of Q or not. That is our next question. Check it out. Checked? Okay. एक एग्जाम पॉइंट लिखेंगे. The point is, if G is a normal subgroup, sorry. G is an abelian group, then every subgroup of G will be normal subgroup of G. This is a point for you guys. Why it is so? Let's say let H is a subgroup of G. Now, for any element A belongs to G, AH what will be? Let's say H जो है आपका, that is a set something like this, okay? So AH will be AH1, AH2, AHN, okay dear? But A and H is subgroup of G, means subset of G. So elements of H are coming from G only, and G is abelian, means elements of capital G follows commutativity. So A and H1 both are elements of G, so this will follow commutativity. So what I can write? H1A, H2A and HNA. What it will be? Check it out. This is right coset of H generated by A. Ultimately you have like this, and for any arbitrary A this will be followed. So what we will say, if G is abelian, then every subgroup of G is a normal subgroup of G. So अभी I hope इसका आंसर मिल गया होगा. You got the answer. Since Z itself is abelian, Q itself is abelian with respect to addition, so Z will be a subgroup, not only subgroup, this will be always a normal subgroup. Is that fine? Any doubt? No. Good. Let's move some more example here. Let's take G as ZL2R. What it is dear? Collection of all 2x2 real matrices with non-zero determinant. है ना? Let's take SL2R, which is subgroup of G, and that is what dear? Collection of all 2x2 matrices with the determinant value. Is it? Okay. I want to check whether H is normal subgroup of G. You can say SL2R is a normal subgroup of ZL2R or not. This is our question. Check it out. You will start calculating matrices का multiplication. Don't do that. Because this has infinite number of elements, and in case of matrix multiplication, commutativity does not always hold. It may hold or may not. So that means computing all those multiplication of matrices is not possible. Am I clear to you all? And this sends to the other definition of normal subgroup. Let's move. Definition of the previous definition was an informal definition where you visualize the things, and this definition is coming from that only. So write it down. H, let H is a subgroup of G, then H is normal subgroup of G if for any arbitrary element Z of capital G, we have G, H, G inverse in H only. Remember this definition? What I am saying is H is normal subgroup of G if for any arbitrary element small g of G, I compose Z composition H. If I compose G composition H composition G inverse, then let's say I have some element alpha, then that alpha must be in capital H, then only H will be normal subgroup of capital G, otherwise no. Is that fine? So should I apply this definition now? Let's come here in this example only, visualization. Let's take any element, a matrix belongs to ZL2R. If A is in GL2R, this implies determinant of A is non-zero. Is that clear? इसलिए determinant of A inverse, which is nothing but determinant of 1 upon A, that will 1 upon determinant of A, that will be also non-zero. I want to know, also we have taken some element H belongs to SL2R those. So this implies determinant of H is 1 because elements of H are nothing but with the determinant 1. Now I want to know whether Z, H, Z inverse, multiplication of these three matrices will go inside H means SL2R or not. This I wish to have ना. यही तो हम चेक करना चाहते हैं. This only we want to check. So let's check. Since determinant of GH G inverse, determinant of A into B into C is determinant of A into determinant of B into determinant of C. So this is nothing but determinant of G into determinant of H into 1 upon determinant of G. So this is non-zero, so cancelled out. Also determinant of H is 1. Ultimately we have determinant of GH G inverse as 1. What it indicates? Yes. Yes, the matrix GH G inverse is with determinant 1. So it will be nothing but an element of SL2R only. So what you will say, dear? Yes, SL2R is a normal subgroup of ZL2R. Is that clear? Good. So this is the story about normal subgroups. Again, in this topic, what we have, what are the dimensions we want to cover here is number first, visualization. How I did? Just through different examples. Number 2, definition. What is the use of definition? Then I told you how to use that definition. Is that clear? Now there will be a third part, that is but nothing but some theorems related with normal subgroups. That is important part for you guys. You must revise those 2-3 theorems for this normal subgroup, like intersection of two normal subgroups is again a normal subgroup or not, union of two normal subgroups is again a normal subgroup or not. I think you have been doing it from the childhood only. If you're not getting, just open that Gallian book or whatever book you are following, just please see once actually. Okay, it's an easy one, no problem. So this is the story for normal subgroup. Let's move for the next. Any doubt here? Also, you people will be provided the assignment. Solve all those problems. I'm pretty sure, like Q8. Take some H. Told you multiple times. Like complex roots of unity. Take some H and try to visualize how it is coming from. Okay, one more thing. How many of you have written that A4 alternating group? Wrote? No. Chalo. I will write. No issues. Previously, कहाँ पे किया है? S3, A3. Okay, here I will write. In the same fashion, you can discuss about S4 and A4. S4 is what? Group of all permutations or 1 on 2 functions on a set S with 4 symbols. Clear? A4 is nothing but collection of all even permutations out of S3. We have also seen A4 forms a group but a non-abelian, whereas A3 was abelian. Is that clear? I also gave you the homework part ki what is AH there. So you can you can write that A4 also. I should write. Shall writing. So A4 means 4 symbols pe you are working. So the set you will be having as H में एक तो identity element because it is a group. So I also it is even permutation. Even means number of transpositions are 2 only. So don't think if 1, 2 will be in A4. It cannot be. But if I take composition of 2 elements 1, 2, 3, 4 like, then it will be element of A4 because number of transpositions are 2 now. Okay, let's say I have taken 1, 3, 2, 4. It is an even transposition. It is an even permutation. So in the A4, you will have permutations like, एक तो identity permutation is always even permutation. Others will be 2 cycles with different, like 2 different cycles of length 2 with composition form. Okay. Other will be cycles of length 3. You are getting my point? Because S4 has 4 symbols only, na. So how many like एक जो cycle है that can be maximum at 4 symbols के साथ में. But if there will be a 4 length cycle A, B, C, D, it will be odd permutation or not? Told you in the previously. Cycle of odd length gives you even permutation. Cycle of even length gives you odd permutation. So here in the A4, either you will have identity permutation or you will have composition of 2 length cycles or you will have single cycles of length 3. 4 wala to nahi, that cannot come here in A4. So in this manner, only these 2 points you have to keep in your mind and you can form this A4. So what is A4 here? 1, 2, 3, 4 we have written. 1, 3, 2, 4 we have written. 1, 4, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 2. कॉमा लगाते जाइए. 1, 3, 4. 1, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 4, 2. 2 3 4 2 4 3 कितने एलिमेंट हो गए गिन लीजिए 1 2 3 दिस इज वन एलिमेंट ओनली तो 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 कितने एलिमेंट्स होने चाहिए थे A4 में फैक्टोरियल 4 by 2 that is 6 only is that clear sorry 12 sorry 12 so A4 has 12 elements and you can check your UPSC PYQs previous year questions you will have definitely some direct questions and some indirect questions on alternating group so for UPSC guys I'm much insisting you have to remember this structure A4 remember I am saying if you are not able to understand if you are able to understand then everything is fine only 2 points you have to count is identity is even permutation always and to get even permutations we will have transpositions as even so if you want transpositions as even so cycles of length odd ठीक है और साइकिल्स अगर इवन लेंथ का है तो वहां पर कंपोजिशंस लाइक दिस विल वर्क क्लियर moreover one more exam point for you guys for UPSC especially here in the theory lecture I am not taking many examples many PYQs here but I am just giving you a scope to think about those PYQs because this UPSC is not about only okay these are the PYQs I will solve it and I will crack no the trend the current pattern you have to observe and you have to observe okay once they have asked some question like this now what is the possibility although you cannot get the exact question but you can try to make yourself prepare for that mental exercise because in the main exam hall na different mindset is required if you are not capable enough to do this mental exercise you will be fatigued you will be sorted out getting so this mental exercise is needed and next what I think in the assignment part wala class we are already doing those questions so that is separate part but for theory my way of teaching or my way of studying also was कि with the theory I should not have a pre notion कि okay इसी टाइप का चीज पढ़ना है no not at all we have to understand the concept so I hope this normal group का concept is clear to you guys is there any doubt अच्छा एग्जाम पॉइंट रह गया AN is always normal subgroup of SN please keep it a point so now how many exam points you have about AN and SN S3 S4 and so on always non-abelian group S1 S2 abelian होते हैं A1 A2 A3 abelian but A4 onwards non-abelian AN is always a normal subgroup of SN this is the point here so you can go back and try to note down these 3 points because if you are in the revision continuous revision you will be having confidence as well so this is the group theory part अभी इसके बाद we will be starting the factor group start करें ब्रेक बहुत हो रहा है आजकल है ना हाँ ओके 2 मिनट because the next concept is quotient group or factor group this is also called factor group don't be confused very easy only but I will suggest you this is the most important topic for you guys because with this we will go to the fundamental theorem of homomorphisms and isomorphisms after this topic we will start the isomorphism part also in the Galilean it is given earlier but my way of the scheduling like this कि कोसेंट ग्रुप वी विल डील, इसके बाद वी विल बी स्टार्टिंग आइसोमॉर्फिज्म, होमोमॉर्फिज्म, हाउ टू गेट नंबर ऑफ होमोमॉर्फिज्म्स, हाउ टू यूज दैट फंडामेंटल थ्योरम ऑफ होमोमॉर्फिज्म. So everything will be clear only when you are well clear or visualized about this factor group, and it is very easy like others one, the previous. So again the same story, group, subgroup, coset, normal subgroup. Now let G be a group, okay dear, and H is a normal subgroup of G. Is that clear? Okay, not only subgroup, it is normal subgroup. Now we try definition, we will understand, first visualize. We try to write all cosets of H in G. ठीक है, लेफ्ट कोसेट्स एज वेल एज राइट कोसेट्स अलग अलग होंगे. विल दोस बी डिफरेंट? नो, because normal subgroup, if H is normal subgroup, then each left coset of H in G will be same as right coset of H in G by that element itself. Clear? So let's say we have those cosets as H, H1, A1 से लिख देते हैं, ठीक है, Hg1 लिख देते हैं, Hg2, Hg3, Hgn. Okay, and this set will be nothing but, because H is normal, so this will be same as. Is there any doubt? No. Fine. Now what I do is I just take collection of such sets. I'm saying Hg, this itself will be a set, this itself will be a set, and this is set, this is not a simple element. Getting my point? Why I'm saying like this? Let's say you have taken H as, अभी हमने क्या लिया था, I sigma 3 और G लिया था S3. So when I talk about sigma 3H, this is some set na, and that is H only. When I talk about sigma 2H, so this is a set, and now what I did is, whatever those sets like this, I have taken collection of this. So this is the collection of sets, and I represent this collection as GH. Getting my point? फिर से लिखो GH. So this will be representing as collection of all cosets of H in G. That clear to you guys? Fine. For example, I have shown you. Now, what the point is कि this collection GH itself is a group with respect to composition, because one binary operation you needed, guys, with respect to composition as HA composition HB is nothing but H composition AB. Getting my point? This is the right coset of H generated by A, right coset of H generated by B. This is the right coset of generated by an element AB that you call C. So what it is trying to say is कि if I take collection of all cosets of H in G and we define a composition like कि composition of two cosets is again a coset generated by the element composed by these two elements. Then what it says, let's say I have represented like this. So what it says कि GH with respect to this composition forms a group. So what is our task now? To show this is a group or no. So करना है तो yes it is. Right? Just 30 seconds for you. How you can visualize actually. Visualization is very much important here. So what you do for group? This composition must be binary. That is the first point. So this is again a right coset or not? So that means composition of these two elements of this set will give you the third element of this set itself, because this set contains all right cosets or left cosets of H in G. So this is a binary operation. Any doubt? लिखना है? अरे भाई चलो लिख देते हैं. Number first, since composition of two, either you take left or right, cosets of H in G is again a left or right coset of H in G. This implies G is closed with respect to this composition, or you can say this composition is a binary composition on G. Number second, associativity. If I want to show associativity, so I must be like this, where A, B, C are coming from capital G. So by this composition, dear, ये क्या हो जाएगा? H V C. Is that? Now I compose these two things. What it will be? ABC, because our operation is defined like this. Now, since ABC are coming from the capital G and elements of G, यहाँ पर लिख भी देंगे, elements of G follows associativity, right? So if I want to write A composition B C, I can write it as getting. So ये क्या शो कर रहा है कि GH with respect to this composition also follows associativity. Is there any doubt? Okay. One more thing, you guys tell me, when I write cosets of H in G, then H also will get as an coset, because elements of H will generate H only. So this H, let's say, see, H, number third point, third property, is an identity element of GH. Is it correct? Yes. Since if you compose H with any element, you are going to get HA only. That means that element itself, here is nothing but you can write HE, no issues. So HAE, that means HA only. And what is the definition of identity? So what it shows? Yes, GH with respect to that composition satisfies the identity axiom. In the same fashion, for each HA, there exists HA inverse in G such that, because A inverse is also some element of G, na? So it will generate also a coset. So HA composition, HA inverse by the given composition, क्या होगा? HA composition A inverse, that means HE, and that is nothing. But what is H here? Sorry, H is nothing but identity element of GH. So what it is showing कि HA inverse is an inverse of HA. Getting? Any doubt? Any problem? So by these four axioms, what we can say? Yes, GH is a group. This group itself is called quotient group or norm. Any doubt? Is that clear? Examples? Okay, let's take some example. Not an issue. Okay, let's take G as Z plus, okay, and we take H as, let's say, 3Z, okay, and 3Z means multiples of 3, so minus 3, minus 6, minus 3, 0, 3, 6, 9, and so on. Also, Z is abelian, so every subgroup of Z will be normal in Z. So H is normal subgroup of G. That means 3Z is a normal subgroup of Z only. Okay. Exam point चाहे तो यहीं पर लिख लीजिए कि MZ. I've already told you what are subgroups of Z. MZ means integers and the multiple of M. So MZ is always a normal subgroup of Z. Don't confuse this with Zm because that is modulo system. Ready? So don't be confused. So MZ is always a normal subgroup of Z. Fine. Let's try to do here. So Z में 0 is the identity element. I want to find 0 plus H. I want to find 1 plus H. I want to find 2 plus H, 3 plus H, 4 plus H, 5 plus H, and so on. So 0 plus H will be H only. 1 plus H. अब 3Z में 1 1 ऐड करते जाइए तो क्या एलिमेंट्स मिल जाएंगे? -6 में जब आप 1 ऐड करेंगे तो -5, -3 में 1 ऐड करेंगे -2, 0 में 1 ऐड करेंगे 1, फिर 3 में 1 ऐड करेंगे 4, फिर 6 में ऐड करेंगे 1, तो you will be getting 7 and so on. In the same fashion I can go for this -4, फिर 2 -3, so -1, फिर 0 plus 2, that is 2, फिर 3 plus 2, 5, फिर 6 plus 2, 8, and so on. What is 3 plus H? 3 तो H के अंदर ही एलिमेंट एक है, so 3 plus H will be nothing but, कहाँ गया? H only. अरे मल्टीपल्स ऑफ 3 में सारे में 3 ऐड करते जाएंगे तो क्या चेंज हो जाएगा? इनफाइनाइट सेट है, ठीक है? I want to know what is 4 plus H. Tell me. Let's say -9 में जब 4 ऐड करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? -5. -6 में 4 ऐड करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? -2. -3 में जब 4 ऐड करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? 1. 0 में जब 4 ऐड करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? 4. 3 में जब 4 ऐड करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? 7 and so on. Similarly, you can go for this. The same fashion you will be repeating. 6 plus H, वापस से आपको it will give 6. Observed something? What do you observed? कि cosets of, I'm writing here only, cosets of 3Z in Z are, what are those cosets? H means 3Z, the other coset is 1 plus, this is represented like this also, 1 plus 3Z, other coset is 2 plus 3Z, 4 plus 3Z क्या मिल गया था? वापस से वही वाला सेट. So 3Z in Z has only 3 distinct cosets. Is that clear? Fine. Any problem? Now we can try to construct a set that I will represent as Z3Z, ZH, and I will take elements in this set as these sets. These sets are 3H, 1 plus 3Z, 2 plus 3Z. Representation is like this only. 1, 2, those are in the suffix. Okay? So this set has 3 elements. Already we have proved just right now only. Composition भी अगर आप चाहें तो let's say I want to know what is 2 plus 3Z. Composition 1 plus 3Z. So how the composition was defined? AH composition ABH is AB, यही था. So H is nothing but so 2 plus 1 plus 3Z. 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3 plus 3Z is nothing but 3Z only. So what you got? This element of Z3Z is inverse of, because what you got? This is just an identity element of this set. So visualized or not? This is element of this is inverse of this is inverse of this is the identity element of this set. But please do remember, this set does not contain simple element. Elements of this set are sets itself. Getting? The very famous group. Very famous. Okay? Is that understood now? Okay. So let's say you want to write ZMZ के साथ में quotient group. What it will be here? ZMZ, and elements of this group will be what? MZ, suffix में 1 plus MZ, 2 plus MZ, and M minus 1 plus MZ. Because M plus MZ जब करेंगे, we will be getting MZ only. You're getting? In the same fashion, you can write 3A3, you can write Q8 के साथ में कोई H ले लिया, you can write S4A4. You are getting my point or not? With the modulo system you can also, let's say कि आपने वहां पर Z9 ले लिया Z, ठीक है, 0128 ले लिया 036, and you worked with this. Find all cosets of Z9 with H, and this group will be known as quotient group GH, Z9H. Is that clear? Any doubt here? Any problem? So I have one more example that is very famous example, and many questions you will be dealt from this example itself. Okay? For quotient group only. Let's take G as Q and H as Z. So what I can define, since Z is normal subgroup of Q with respect to addition? Any doubt? No. So QZ, this is a very famous group. So QZ will be what? This will be a set with elements like this, where A will be coming from Q itself. For example, you can write 1 by 2 plus Z. एक set लिख सकते हैं पूरा का पूरा इसमें. You can write 1 by 3 plus Z. You can write 1 by 4 plus Z. So this set will be containing as infinite number of elements. QZ will be containing infinite number of such elements. Is that clear or not? We will be using this group when we will deal that isomorphism and fundamental theorem of homomorphism. So please do remember this example, very important for you guys. Is that fine? So how much time we have taken? It's a very slow process or what? Okay, so it's 5 minutes more for 1 hour. What we can do is we can revise in one go. See, don't think just I'm passing the time or something like that, because see, if you are in the habit of that, I'm not saying you have to cram the things. No, I have understood group theory. I have visualized group theory. So everything is in the mind. Okay, set with the binary operation, algebraic structure, then other properties, then how I can visualize the concept. I need to know all those group structures. I told you all the group structures: SLNR, ZLNR, SN, ZM, Q, Q8, K4, complex roots of unity. After that we have discussed subgroup के केस में definition as well as the necessary and sufficient condition that you called finite subgroup test. How AB inverse H will suffice to show H is a subgroup. When we studied subgroup, we discussed about what are cosets, why we studied cosets. The one thing is clear today in the lecture, and other thing was very clear with the coset theory, that we wanted to prove Lagrange theorem. And Lagrange theorem is very important, guys, because with that theorem we have some other corollaries like Fermat's principle, Euler's theorem. I also discussed about relative primes, Euler's theorem. Now we discussed quotient group. Quotient group से पहले we have discussed normal subgroup. What is normal subgroup? We need those groups where cosets of H, any subgroup generated by some element, is same as left and right. So that motivates us to read normal subgroup. Normal subgroup motivates us to read factor group, and factor group is very much important for us, because after this we will be doing the fundamental theorem for homomorphism. So we will be starting what is homomorphism, how the number of homomorphisms are calculated. In the exercise wala class, we have already discussed numericals or questions, how we can tackle those questions. Once we are done with homomorphism and fundamental theorem of homomorphism, after that we will be again doing whatever we are studying, we have studied till the day, we will be doing all those stuff again, but in a very random pace, like very fast pace. Because in things in the group theory, those are very interlinked. So that is why you see in different books ki something is here and something is that there. For me, consolidation is the main thing. So that is my way of teaching. First, I just go for the first iteration, understanding, visualizing everything. After that, going back and again interlinking the things, and end of the day, in the third iteration, we will deal all that stuff in one go only. Okay, and that helps to keep this modern algebra or abstract algebra as the favorite subject. Okay, so we will meet in the next class. So till then, bye bye. Good luck. Keep practicing. Okay.